Nah, Brendan's not here. You went to go fly the drone. Wait, you see what? Nah, there's no way there's already a piece of track there. Really? Outside the mountain? Really? What manufacturer is it? Invert or Wing? What do you mean you don't know? Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna call Brendan and let him know.
Bonjour.
Believe it or not, I did that first try every time.
What, the mic recording?
I did.
That's not true.
That
One
is
time
true.
he messed up.
One time. It's working.
Screw you guys.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Is audio okay?
I
think
lost my
everything sounds
cool
well.
boom arm thanks to you guys and all the echoing.
I mean, it's still here,
and
technically.
now Jake gets to hold the cooler
Now I have
mic.
to hold the. It's like 4 pounds.
Yeah, but it's the cooler mic.
You guys sound amazing. So
Or
this fixed the
phenomenal.
problem.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
from Uncle Am, so it's not good.
Yeah.
Am can't
It's
hear
good.
anything
Great
anyway.
job. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Wow. This might be the start of something big. What do you mean?
It's not.
No.
It is.
Do you know how many pictures? I wish we could have the Discord up so you could see how many pictures we've been sifting through for the last 6. You'll see why in a minute. But for the last, how long has it been? 3 hours? Have we been here? 2 hours?
Yeah.
We've been sifting through photos.
Well, it is track. There is track on site, and I will say, and you guys can agree to this, it is very telling of what's happening. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
You don't think there's a reason. What about you, Jake?
Could be preventative maintenance, but it could also be like from what I know of working at the ski lift, they have to replace the hull rope every 7 years, something like that. But it also could be for the new ride.
It's
I'm on that side.
No, because I'll explain. That track segment isn't of importance. There's nothing
It's the
on
one
it.
that spins the car.
It's a
of the
metal
train.
arm.
The
We
one
just
that-
gave it away.
Anyways,
Jake is echoing apparently. It is that mic.
it's because Jake is talking into this one.
Oh.
It's the same difference.
But it's the mic.
Okay, well, it's muted right now.
Okay, so there is track on site, and we're gonna go over it. There is 100% an importance to it that you guys are missing out. So if it was preventative maintenance, why would it be covered in a tarp, nowhere near a maintenance shed?
Because it can't get wet. It's in the mountain all the time. It's full. Are we allowed to talk about this? It's
Yeah.
full of sensors. It can't get wet. It's in the. It's always
There's
in
drive
covered.
tires on it.
It's just not a piece that should be getting wet.
No,
You know
but
how
Yeah.
many sensors.
It
are on
would
that
have
piece?
gone. No, you're missing the point. It would have gone to the warehouse.
Maybe they didn't have the thing to move it yet.
How did it get to where it was?
I don't know.
How did it get to where it is?
Okay, but the warehouse is on a complete other side of the park. So to forklift it out of the mountain to there is way different than to forklift it from out of the mountain to across the park.
No, they would have done it. Trust me. When you guys see this, this is the telltale
Or they're
sign.
repainting this section of track.
So we're on team disagree.
Why
is
would they
team- this
repaint
is-
that one small
It just came to my
section?
mind.
This is team Screw Brendan,
Yeah.
and that's team Brendan.
Oh yeah.
That's the wrong. That's not the team
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to be on. You want to be on this team.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have
We're
idiot
the
one.
cool kids, and then there's the guy in the blue sweater.
But how was your guys' week?
Me and Craig did nothing.
Yeah, it's honestly so disappointing. I work snow removal. There has not been any snow. Like it was like 7 degrees today. There's no
Actually-
snow.
I did get a job. I start this weekend at the ski hill, so that'll be good for like a month.
At what ski hill?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say, so I'm just gonna say a ski hill.
What do you mean you don't know if you're allowed to say?
I signed the contract, but I didn't read it.
Jake works at the ski hill.
I work at a ski hill somewhere in the GTA.
How about you, Krega?
I've done nothing this week. What did we do anything?
No.
You did the video on Wednesday.
Oh, we did our first like live react.
Yeah, see, we did do something. See, I filmed a video on Wednesday, and otherwise I've been literally going like for late night drives every night. That's been it.
That is so eventful.
I get paid to do nothing, bro. Like, what do you want from me? I get paid if it snows or it doesn't. What about you, Brendan? What'd you do this week?
I did a lot. So I am training up in a different city.
That's tough.
And it is a lot of work. Hold on one sec. I'm typing something. Does one of you want to take over about your week?
We just went over it.
Okay, change the subject for a second. Go over something while I type this.
Okay, so Wonderland
So
has
this guy's.
this giga coaster called Leviathan.
Oh my god. I thought we were supposed to make this not
Okay, so Jacob in Discord last week was complaining if Orion is a giga or not. I want to hear you guys in the chat. Is Orion a giga or not?
You're wrong.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, is Orion a giga?
Is
Can we hear about your
Orion?
week now or what?
What?
So can we hear about your week now or what?
Okay, it's eventful. My sister apparently just fell down the stairs and broke her ankle
And he's laughing.
about an hour before this podcast. She's okay. She's in the hospital, but she's okay. And no one was home. So, yeah, that was crazy. I came home to that. And now we're starting a podcast after it.
I don't know why this is something you'd want to share, but okay.
I mean, that's my week. And I'm training a new store up in Guelph. So, yeah, my week's crazy. I've been driving, lots of driving.
Twice a day flying the drone.
Yeah. So this debate you started, that's crazy. Is Orion a giga? It's a giga.
Oh my god, here we go with this again.
It is a giga.
Orion is a giga. Jacob was complaining about it, but
Oh.
it is a giga.
So, shall we get into our first topic?
Yes.
Kingswood.
Let's go.
Kingswood.
Okay. So,
Here we go again with a picture and 2 lines on it.
so Wonderland's
Fancy.
current little storage facility is now got control points starting to form around it. And if you guys remember at the beginning of the season, I feel like if you've watched my recent video, you know what I'm about to talk about. They did what's called traversing. So they traversed all of, I don't know if that's actually what they call it, but I'm inventing that word right now. They traversed the entire area of Action Zone and Kingswood. So we saw a lot of those reflective targets, and we saw a lot of those red and white checker points. So now the control points are going in, and what that's going to do essentially is it's going to confirm that the traversing was done correctly and that all the information that was sent off to an engineering firm is correct. And once they have that, they will be able to begin what they have designed in their CAD file. So I thought that was interesting. And I wanted to give an example of where we saw this happen. So front gate construction, right before it began, we saw those control points for them. We thought there was something else at the time, but now we've learned exactly what it was. And those 4 points that enclosed the front gate construction area popped up probably about a week before.
I was thinking September.
No,
it was at the beginning of Haunt, no?
not the markings, the actual
Like
like
the triangle
triangles. Yeah, those popped up near the end of Haunt.
Is that what was spray paint? Were they spray painted?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was near then. Yeah.
Yeah, it was right before Winterfest.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah.
I remember waiting.
Because I remember they're back in my video, but essentially, those are, from what I was told, it's like right before they're about to begin construction. We saw that at front gate. So I thought that was interesting because Kingswood, if you were to ask me without seeing these control points, I would have been like, no, it's nowhere near ready to start construction. There's no signs of construction. It's literally a storage lot now. And it is still being used as a storage lot. So I just found this timing really interesting. Now what will be even more interesting is if they actually veer off to the left and not the right, because then it's enclosing a very specific area. And with that rumored water park expansion coming, there is the possibility for that. But from what I saw yesterday, it is definitely starting to enclose Kingswood.
Wait, can there be more than 4 points? Because I feel like that's not going to make a square.
No, there needs to be a minimum of 4
Minimum,
points.
okay.
Yeah. But what are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you think that like, okay, so you already know my opinions based off of my video I released yesterday. What are your opinions?
The video that I definitely watched.
Yeah, what do you think they're gonna
Watched
do with
all 12
Kingswood?
minutes of it.
I mean, I'm not.
It was my best video yet, I think.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I think I know what they're gonna do with it, but I can sit here and say it'd be cool to make it some sort of hotel / resort. I want that spot to be it. It's again, you would be able to look out your window, see Wonderland, see the park. You'd be able to walk right into the park. You wouldn't need a shuttle service. None of it. It'd be the perfect spot for it.
Yeah.
Well, you were mentioning that the city of Vaughan would pay for a water park, indoor water park, like almost entirely.
Yeah, I
So
forgot
like,
about that.
yeah, so we're saying Wonderland pays for and builds the hotel part, and then like the water park is installed by the city of Vaughan. Not installed by the city of Vaughan, but the city of Vaughan pays for that. So Wonderland can advertise a water park inside of their hotel and not even have to pay for it. Like, I feel like that's,
Seems like
that's
prime
something they
land
should
for it.
definitely go for.
Prime land.
Mm-hmm. With a park like Wonderland 2, it's essentially you have Cedar Point with like 4 resorts on property, even more.
Cedar Point, yeah, they have 2 on property and 2 off, I think.
Yeah. So it makes zero sense why one of their biggest parks has 0.
Still.
And Carowinds.
In a
which
family
is-
market.
Yeah.
With people traveling from Quebec. Again, a lot of people forget that. Everyone's like, oh, it's such a local park. It's not as
It's
local
really
as you
not.
think.
Even the States, if you take a walk through the parking lot, you can count 5, 6, 7 completely different license plates from completely different places. Easily.
So it literally makes sense. There's a reason that Cedar Point has less attendance than Wonderland, also the American dollar, but triples its number in revenue. Triples an over exaggeration, but like Wonderland needs a resort. I know enthusiasts don't like that, but it needs a resort.
We do.
Any other thoughts about Kingswood? What about that rumored water park expansion? Do you think the water park can cross over Mindbuster Behemoth?
We have a world's largest water slide going over all these rides. It's gonna drip onto all the rides.
Right? You have to like go over this like little ski.
I don't think there's going to be any water park expansion happening in that
Unless we're
general
going
area.
into the lake.
I still think Mindbuster's days are numbered. A lot of people will disagree with me.
I disagree. I want to disagree with you on that.
I know everyone does.
I want to disagree.
But
with you on that.
retracking does not mean a ride isn't gonna leave. Just
It's also
FY.
a small section. It's
Yeah.
not the whole section. If it was the whole ride, then we could say otherwise, but it's just a small
That's
section.
the only bad part of the ride.
With the rumor of there being such a large water park expansion coming, where would it go? Like Mindbuster, like if you think about Carowinds, they literally bulldozed the crap out of their wooden coaster to make room for the water park expansion. How can you leave out the fact that ours isn't off the table?
Because what is that going to do for us? It's literally a straight pathway one way and a straight pathway back with bridges already built
Unless they
over
put
it.
like one of those mock coaster things, that would be cool. Right in that same spot.
In the water park, they wouldn't do that.
They could
No.
do it.
No, they would
Those-
want that in their
those
dry
water
park.
Like the mock water.
Yeah.
Water
splashes,
thing.
power
Yeah, they
splashes.
want that in the dry park.
You could put the entrance in the dry park, but have it go through the water park.
I don't know
Or
what he's on
Mindbuster
about.
is. That'd be so cool. I just thought about that just now.
I don't know. Wonderland's future is crazy.
That
It's
too.
unpredictable.
Mindbuster is so popular now. Most of the time, the queue for Mindbuster is full.
Okay, but you could use the same argument that the water park is also crazy
No, it's-
popular.
No, it's not. There's
Well,
so many days. It's all weather dependent on the water park at the end of the day.
It is, but I mean, where do you want them to build the water park?
I don't, preferably, to be honest with you. Nowhere would be nice.
Mindbuster is open more than the water park, and more opportunity for them to make money.
To be too crowded for me to go. Well, a resort isn't gonna like overcrowd the or overcrowd the park. Again, Cedar Fair is a resort entertainment company. They're not a theme park or an amusement park company. Cedar Fair actually specializes in resort management. So to think that Wonderland shouldn't get a resort is kind of crazy in my opinion, with its size and its guest load.
We need it. There's nowhere to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the closest high, like big hotels are by Highway 7.
Yeah, like where the Dave & Buster's is in the
Yeah.
Cineplex. Which is a pretty far. That's like a
That's
15, 20
15-minute
minute drive,
drive,
especially
yeah.
in traffic. That's not close to Wonderland.
And then on the buses, that's upwards of half an hour.
Yeah. Shall we get into the juiciness?
Let's go.
All right. Track piece on site.
This is fun.
I don't know. No, you're definitely wrong. So I'll explain. So this is a Guardian piece of track. This is more specifically a track segment right as you enter the mountain. It would essentially, your train would hit this and it would spin into the screen mode. So this has been removed from up in the mountain and placed here. So I'm going to explain why it's placed here and why that's important. So when they removed this track segment over by Vortex and lifted it down, what makes sense about them bringing it to this back area? Absolutely nothing. In fact, the area where they would work on their rides, where the Guardian trains are currently, is where this would have been delivered to. I think that they are doing something in that specific spot, and I'm an idiot. I should have put the map on top of the mountain where the wing coaster is probably going to exit, and it is roughly very close to where this track segment would have been located.
So you could assume that the clearance envelope from this to Guardian are very close.
Yes,
Yeah.
Guardian, Thunder Run, and Vortex are like literally surrounding where this wing coaster is gonna.
It's gonna be just kind of shoved in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other option.
Watch them put another coaster on top of this after.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few more track pieces come up.
I don't know.
We still don't know if the 2025 coaster is a wing or an invert.
Is it a wing or is it an invert?
That's what we have. Yeah, that's what we have this for. We have to
Literally,
take this down in like
that's
2
the whole
weeks.
theme. And then after they
You gotta
announce
take
it,
it down?
yeah, it comes down.
We see a train and we're like, yep, now we know.
But yeah, so I think it's really telling. There's work obviously going on in the mountain, and they've removed this track section, and it hasn't gone home, is what I'll call it. It hasn't gone home for its maintenance. There isn't anything on here that would require maintenance that they wouldn't be able to do in the ride. So, for example, if the drive tires needed to be replaced,
Yeah, you
They
wouldn't
can
have to take a piece of track off
Yeah.
for that.
they could have just fixed the drive tires right there and then.
I just really want to not believe you. That's what it is.
I also, Wonderland has their own welders, so if it needed welding, like Leviathan, they would have just done it directly there. There isn't anything that this specific piece of track would have needed maintenance on for it to be removed.
Can we make it clear for the chat so they know how we know that that's Guardian's piece of track?
Oh,
Like how do they know?
okay,
How would
so how we know it is Guardian's piece of track is
I don't
there.
think they can see your cursor.
they can't.
Oh, they
Right?
can't.
No, yeah, okay.
So to the farthest top part of the blue tarp, you'll see 2 black prongs
It's like
coming up,
right there.
and then you'll see a silver bar. The silver bar's flipped. So, right now, it is. Hold on one second. I gotta mute for a sec. Oh, I shouldn't have done this. Can you hear us now?
Welcome back.
Good luck figuring out.
We were getting an update on my sister. Someone knew right away. So she's fine. She's coming back when? What did she just say?
I wasn't listening. I was
My
listening.
mom
to
just
you.
updated us. I was so embarrassed if you guys could hear my mom shouting when my sister was coming home
When's she coming home? Sunday.
Sunday. So she's okay, everyone. My sister's okay. But what was I saying about? Oh, so the
You're
2
talking about
black
the track.
prongs and the silver bar.
This thing right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. What thing?
That.
He's
If
pointing.
you look where my finger's pointing.
Oh,
you
yes,
Can kinda,
yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of where it is.
Here, let me help you.
There.
There
Right
we
there.
go.
Right there. Right there.
Right there. Right
that
there.
thing right there.
So yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye out because I mean,
This is very interesting.
yeah. I to me, it's tell that we've been seeing vehicles drive into the mountain nonstop. Companies that wouldn't be working on this coaster, what's the name of the electrical company? It just slipped my mind.
Rutherford.
No.
Hartwell?
Hartwell.
Oh.
Hartwell's been driving in there. Rutherford's been driving in there. Contractors have been driving in there. Again, it all is pointing to pre-work going on inside the mountain. Now, we're going to have to see a little more. And there was supposed to be, I don't know how much I can say of this. There was supposed to be an announcement today on the podcast with Wonderland releasing some information for us to share, which would have been even more telling, but it's been postponed until next week. So
Is this what you messaged me?
yes, this
Yeah,
is what I
okay, okay,
posted.
okay.
Yeah. So I was told just to wait. They just need final clearance, and then we'll make an announcement on next week's podcast. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So with that announcement, it'll be very obvious what is kind of gonna happen, especially the wording. So that's all I can tease there. I was really hoping to announce it today because it would have worked perfectly
With this.
I
It
almost
really
wonder if
would've.
that's why the park postponed it till next week. But yeah. So, what are your opinions on the track piece and why it's located? Just say everything on
Why
your
is
mind.
it located there?
Yeah, just anything.
I want to know why it's located
I
there.
think it's just the most convenient, closest spot to put it where trucks aren't driving on the pathways. Because that pathway doesn't really lead anywhere after that building.
Yeah, it's a dead end.
Yeah, it's a dead end for the trucks, at least.
You can't get you can't get a delivery truck, so it's definitely not being shipped out.
No, that's not a delivery. Because if it was a delivery, it'd be by the maintenance building.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if they put it like under vortex, where like right where it came out, there's trucks driving in there, so they can't have it right there.
Can I? Oh, keep going.
The
Sorry.
only next closest position I would see is like on top of Lazy Bear's patio, but they're not gonna put it there.
Yeah. They would have lifted it down, put it on the brick road right beside the mound. If they were too lazy to move it right away somewhere else, they would have left it right there.
Yeah.
Because now someone's got to come down and around into this dead end, pick it up, and then move it. So it makes zero sense.
Okay, so but what would they be doing with it taken off? How would this one piece help anything?
So this piece could be in a specific section where they're ripping a bit of the wall down and they didn't want to damage the track.
Or
Could be
it's,
anything.
Or it's like they have to remove the support underneath and rejigger the
Yeah.
supports,
Yeah,
so they
that's
can't have the
true.
track being held up by nothing. They have to-
There's so many different things
Yeah.
like it could be. But what we're trying to say is this is 100%, in my opinion, validating that work is going on in this area. And my prediction, again, like this, we mapped it out. There is next to nowhere else the wing coaster could exit the mountain other than right near this track segment.
Mm-hmm.
I've shown them. They've seen it. I think I've actually did it on last week's podcast. I did do it on last week's
had it
podcast.
on
Yeah.
last week's, yeah.
So if you remember, anywhere else, they're not going to remove their highest peak of the mountain for this coaster. That's the only other section. It wouldn't make sense that they would have removed that. And I believe there's waterfall plumbing there. So it would have been really difficult for it to come out right away. So they're going to launch it further back, and it's going to come out in between Vortex's lift hill, where it crests, Guardian, and Thunder Run's Helix. A
Which
really
is
tight
weird to
fit.
picture where they all are.
So, yeah, I mean, this is crazy. Again, like, this is Wonderland's most eventful off-season I've ever witnessed. You guys know I've been flying my drone for 7 years.
Next
now.
to last season.
Last season, but that didn't start until like February,
Yeah.
March. That's when everything started picking up, the painting and all that. And I was like, oh my God, every day it was like something new. Right now,
You're flying twice a day
Relatively.
yeah,
and still finding new things every time you fly.
I literally fly twice a
Like,
day.
But you find new things every time.
Yeah.
Between when you're there in the morning and when you're there at night, something changes. And between when you're there at the night to the next morning, something's changed.
So I want to explain something really funny about this. So I was flying originally and I saw it and I'm like, doesn't look like, to me, I'm like, picturing B&M track in my head. I'm like, oh, Wonderland, really? I'm like, it looked like a decoy, like, in my honest opinion. I was like, did they really have the time and the energy to do that? I'm like of no importance to the park. So I'm like sitting in Discord laughing at the fact that I'm being trolled by Wonderland, because to me it looked very trolly. But then, so I decided to take a high definition picture, which I can then go on my 4K laptop and I like analyze the image, and I'm like, oh, this looks like B&M track. Like, we can see the rails in the tarp. If you look closely, you can see the circular rails. I'm like, that's track. I'm like, it's looking kind of tall. It's looking like, as tall as the pylons.
As tall as a construction cone. Those things are not short.
Yeah, and if a human was standing next to it, so then we looked at photos of Craiga standing next to Yukon's track, and then we're picturing, Wing Coaster track, which is similar to Giga Coaster track. We're like, okay, this looks correct. This looks right. But then we're like, okay, but the length of it is a little not correct. That was what was questionable.
Yeah, I also feel that B&M would ship more than one piece to the park.
Yes, 100%.
That one time.
100%.
Yeah.
Like when
But-
Yukon, when the tunnel was built, they had 4 pieces.
Yeah.
And that was 2 at a time.
Yeah, that was 2 at a time.
This could have been like we don't know what's inside the mountain.
Yeah.
But we're not saying this isn't B&M track. This is 100% Guardian track with its little guardrail there. But yeah.
You know what would have really helped if we just watched the Guardian POV?
It's in the dark.
It's in the dark, yeah. Because the gate closes. This is right where that gate is.
Yeah, but when the gates open when you fly in, you'd be able to pause it and see it.
Maybe.
Do you know what also has me thinking?
Why?
I just realized something. We're idiots.
Why?
So we looked at all those construction photos, right?
Yeah.
It was an enclosed space with a brick wall beside this specific track segment, if you remember.
Yeah.
How did they get this out of the mountain?
Let out. We're the same way it came in, where the train comes in.
They wouldn't have been able to do that. It'd been too difficult. How do you get the crane bit in there?
Do we have a
And why
video
is this down where the basement door, garage door is?
Oh.
Because it was taken out through the mountain.
They probably have removed
They had to
that.
cut a hole, probably.
They probably removed that brick wall.
What brick wall?
There's walls
Wait,
inside of there.
Do I have the photo? Let me pull up the photo. Let me see if I can pull up the photo for you guys too.
Brick wall in the mountain. I know where you're talking
Oh,
about.
I don't
on
have
the
it
mountain.
here.
Yeah, so Guardian has
JD,
brick
where's that
walls
photo?
on the
Hold on,
other
guys.
side.
Let me.
It was in VCT, I think, right?
Oh no, it was something else I saw.
I don't remember the brick wall.
And the meta knocked it down, and
Yeah.
then put a crane inside, through all the scaffolding, and it could also be the same crane that did the ice rink. Maybe.
Yeah, I think there was a crane in the mountain that lifted this track segment out and down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's another telltale sign. From any of your drone footage, can you not see that side of the mountain?
It would be very difficult. No, from the townhouse area, I can see that side of the mountain easily.
I'm saying, do you have any of that footage?
Nothing. I saw
Oh,
today.
you
I look
didn't-
every day
okay.
because that's where the surveyor was.
Okay.
Let me get an image up for you guys.
What?
So essentially what you're looking at on the ground is right here. This is the track
can't see
segment.
that.
They can't see. You gotta move the camera so we can point.
Gotta let me point at it.
Oh, that's okay. They can make out that you guys saw the previous image.
Oh, over here.
It's fine.
This way.
This way.
This
Oh,
way.
this way.
This way.
This way. What am I
This way.
doing?
That way.
Hello?
That way. That way.
Oh, this way. Yeah.
That way.
This way.
And you gotta point at the screen again.
So this is the track segment that is on the ground. Our research abilities are crazy now. We were like, literally, we had 45 minutes till the podcast. Let me get to the live chat so I can keep up with you guys. Just bumping this question for the 20. So what are you hearing about the condition of the mountain and its ability to support various coaster models? I'll have to get back to you on that. But if you look,
Wait,
there's
you had another question from before. I think that was pretty interesting too.
Are those the points you have the only ones laid
From
down?
the mountain one, or the Kingswood
Oh,
points.
those are the only ones, yeah, at the current moment. So right off to that track piece where it comes up and heads towards the trains, right behind that is a brick wall, like literally a brick wall, not like a cement wall. So I mean, it easily could have been knocked down. Again, the wing coaster, based off of my thing, would be coming up right almost behind that track segment.
Yeah, so to take that track piece out, they have to get a crane inside the mountain and go, and then not drop it, but lower it.
Just going into Discord to check. Oh! I look cute. But, yeah, so it's really interesting. Like, I'm really curious, because this just popped. I flew this morning, by the way. I flew this morning. That wasn't there. What?
Nothing.
What happened? Did you fart?
No.
You did. So,
That doesn't sound.
you
like me.
didn't get to talk on it, did you?
Talk on what?
What you think about the track piece and its location and...
I just wanted to disagree with you. That was my talking.
Oh, yeah?
I was just curious to know why you think that piece being removed has anything to do with anything, and not just preventative maintenance.
Well, so as I said,
It would be
What
in the maintenance building.
it would be in the maintenance building, but 2, did they remove Leviathan's piece of track to weld and fix it? No, they did it on site on the coaster.
That's a lot bigger of a project to remove than it is to remove a Guardian. They
Why
built
would
Guardian
you?
in-house.
So again, how did they? If it's just preventative maintenance without taking down the walls, how did they get that track segment out?
I don't even know what walls you're talking about.
So as you see here,
That's the problem.
how did they get that track segment out of the mountain? With you have to remember, there's height clearance problem too with that little hole in the
That's why
tunnel.
I was asking if you had footage of Guardian, because I want to see what that area of the mountain looks like now.
You've been on the ride. It's a hallway. It's literally a hallway.
A hall, and then you go around. And you
Yeah.
come around, and
There's
then
no ability to get that track segment out without there being a wall down, or they ninja'd a crane thing in that hole,
But it's
attached it, and lifted it out of a small little like entrance and exit in the mountain. The more I'm talking about this, the more sold I am that there's a missing wall in there now.
But look, you see it in our photo, right? Look how high this track is off the ground, right, in the mountain. So look where the track sits. Look how high that is, how much space there is.
Jason said it correctly. It's a cinder block wall. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jason. Yeah, that's correct.
And
If
the thing is, you can see that the track is like connected to the supports. It's welded. It's not bolted. So that whole piece has to come off.
Yeah. So, and then secondly, so I'll just to debunk everything you're saying. No coaster essentially removes a track segment and then does maintenance on it in the off season for no apparent
Especially
reason.
for Guardian 2, they could go in the mountain and do it with no problems.
Yeah, drive tires that are there would have been worked on right there. The electrical components, sensors, all that. Again, you've been on Behemoth and you've seen, or there's rides, Yukon. When the ride goes down due to a sensor, they replace the sensor. They don't remove the track piece. There's nothing on this coaster that would have required preventative maintenance on it.
Unless the thing that spins the cars broke, but then the ride would be down before the end of the season.
Yeah, and then look, you can see the removable piece right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's how it's. That's why in our photo it's reversed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's no reason.
It's just interesting. I have to see it to believe it.
I'm telling you right now, there's a missing wall in that mountain right now. Exactly, Justin. Justice. I am. Oh. Do you think that there is a way that they can lift the track segment with jacks and roll it on the track to be able to get the crane to hook onto it?
Like-
I mean, yeah, there's a possibility, but that's crazy. For what? For what? For what purpose? And this isn't a high stress moment of the ride either.
Yeah, that's just, it's still that leads the question for what?
Yeah.
Why'd they take it off?
And then, like in that case, it would have been easier to the turn. I can confirm the turn into the mountain is still there. I looked at it today, but so that I feel like they would have removed those track pieces too to get at it easier. Because then that if I saw the turn removed, I'd be like, okay,
It would make more sense. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's what I don't know.
So yeah, this is crazy. Like I'm really excited because this is like. I wish Wonderland was ready to announce the thing I wanted them to announce today. But yeah, I definitely have to respect. We're not even going to talk about it because the park said they weren't ready to give me. They didn't get the clearance to pass it through me yet. So we'll wait. But it would have been perfect. It would have been perfect for this episode.
Yeah, again, especially after finding this.
Yeah.
Are we going to the next topic?
Yeah. Oh. Ooh. This is a good one. Oh. Okay. So everything we're about to talk about is pure speculation and rumors until the park makes an official announcement. So, how do you feel about Skyflyer's removal? Everything we're about to talk about is pure speculation until the park's ready to make an official announcement.
This is a photo from.
Is
From
this
New
this morning?
Jersey.
This is AI generated photo.
This is from New Jersey. They're getting rid of theirs at Six Flags Great Adventure.
Oh. So,
A lot of concrete is gone.
how do you guys feel about Skyflyer being removed?
Honestly, I'm
Speculated.
happy. I was on so many occasions they tried to force me to ride that thing, and I told them I would never ride it, and I ended up outliving it. So it's great. I win. Joke's on you. Never gonna ride it.
Yeah. So Craig, where's your speculation about this just being preventative maintenance?
Well, you see here, concrete has a surface life, from what I understand. So when you salt concrete after 36 consecutive winters, they need to replace it.
Oh.
So they're just replacing all the concrete, and then they're gonna put everything back.
So Wonderland was walking into this area and salting it?
They were,
Yeah.
in case.
Because Extreme is a Winterfest
Are
ride.
you dumb? The people who performs there, what are they called?
The Kuyul.
Yeah, Kuyul performs there.
Yeah, they walk on that one section.
They exceeded the weight capacity of that
Nothing
concrete.
I said made sense. Yeah, they do.
Their singing was so good, it cracked the concrete. I just noticed something. The ropes are gone as of today. I didn't notice that when I flew.
Cables.
The cables, I've seen
Again,
them.
that's just because the cables over the years with the salt that gets attached to them, they rust and corrode, and they need
What
to
about
get
that
changed.
giant excavator? You know what they were ripping up that concrete with? That's not it. That's in there to do something else.
That's there to flatten the land so they can put the concrete back.
Oh my. So what do you think's gonna go in this place?
Nothing. I think Extreme Skyflyer is gonna stay.
Do you think that
This is just preventative maintenance?
they're just storing it here for preventative maintenance and then they'll move it to their maintenance shop and then move it back?
Yeah.
That sounds
exactly.
about right.
They're gonna
yeah.
rebuild it on top of the maintenance shop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They have to take it there piece by piece.
So yeah, what do you,
Condo
Jake,
buildings.
what do you think about this speculation? What do you think is going to replace it based off of your opinion?
Condos.
My opinion is from Brendan's rendering of a wing coaster. There's going to be a turnaround of the coaster, hopefully, and a VIP area behind it, so you can only get shots of the wing coaster if you have a prestige pass. So it's like pay to win for the shot.
Oh, I like that. So it'll only be me.
And everybody who has a prestige pass. So if you have a prestige pass, you can sit behind it with the snacks, and every minute you hear of the wing coaster go by.
I mean, knowing Wonderland, if this is not just preventative maintenance and they are getting rid of this ride, you know they're gonna pick some one of a kind, first class, first of its ride that's gonna take up this plot of land. I'm very interested to see what it would be though.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it again, they could put a SNS Scream and Swing there and put it over the front gate.
Yeah, there's a chance for that. But what else?
The wing coaster, or a flat ride, or a VIP area. Those are my three.
There's a
spots.
small chance it could be the VIP area. Just want to make that clear. There is a small chance that this could be the VIP area. So I do want to stress that this was due to be removed at the end of the 2024 season. So what had happened? Oh, this is speculation until the park makes an announcement. This was speculated to be leaving at the end of the 2024 season. And then Moana or something was in the air and the water, and I just heard this whispering that Skyflyer was going to get removed at the end of this season now. Yeah, it's great being friends with Disney characters.
What's this guy talking about?
I don't know. I do kind of sound like I'm crazy right now.
So what is this guy talking about?
I caught wind or water or whatever of birdies that this was going to leave at the end of this season, and then it happened or is potentially happening. And if that is true, what I am speculating is that the wing coaster is going to head over here.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Head over, start, continue through here. What do you think?
Head over here.
What if the lift hill's over here?
Lift hill?
What kind of launch?
Can you imagine? It's like a launch and a lift hill.
A launched lift hill.
Seems like a first in its class kind of thing. You got to move your feet on the footrest. Hello, what happened to my socks?
All right. Extreme, I never rode it. I wanted to get on it, but the cool thing about Extreme is it's at every single park I visit, so I'm good to go.
Fun fact, if I'm correct, yell at me in the comment section if I'm not. This is the first sky coaster to be removed in the world.
Speculating that it's being removed.
This is just speculation until the park makes an official announcement. You know what? The park is really always late at making announcements lately. I'm on a trend of Orbiter. Okay, so I broke the news about Orbiter, right? I broke the news about this. Did I break the news about anything else? No.
Pixie Bear?
Lazy. No, well, that's different. So is like Amusement Insiders the new norm for like breaking news on like ride removals?
Unless it's like a big ride that a lot of people ride.
There was a different
Okay.
one removed
I would
somewhere
assume.
else. You were wrong.
Yeah. I think helix surrounding the globe there should be pretty cool. We're done with helixes. We're done with airtime hills. We're done with oversized airtime hills.
Real
It's
airtime
okay, we
would
got
be
a nice
nice.
fast one on Leviathan.
And we're done with 1 kilometer brake runs. So hopefully
Like he's out of words now.
so it's true. I mean, I am earning that reputation with ride removals so far. I got to start, I'm building my
He's
credits.
gonna get washroom removals, then restaurant removals.
Yeah.
He's gonna start getting everything.
So this is actually being sent to Michigan's Adventure.
Yeah, they're gonna have two. They're
Yeah.
gonna swing into each other.
So, do you guys think that if the Wing Coaster's heading over here, that they would potentially do a front gate coaster?
See, you think yes, we had. I'm so sorry. We had this debate. You think yes, I think no. I think with the amount of space there, unless it's an Immelman, which I still doubt, with Leviathan being there, there is absolutely no way, shape, or form it can go over front gate. There's no space.
Craig, did you ever work up the courage to get on this ride?
What ride? No.
Extreme Skyflyer?
No, I've never been on it
Why? Are you scared of it?
because it's garbage.
I know the man that goes 200 kilometers an hour. It's speculation. Doesn't act. An hour on the highway isn't afraid to do this 180 foot tall. How tall is this?
I don't know.
Why are you scared of it?
Cause it's
It's one wire.
There's
Man,
no-
this
there's-
guy dances with death every day.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing. I would like to go in my way, not smacking my face on the fence on Extreme Skyflyer, please and thank you.
I don't even know if people would notice. You're so small. You would just like,
It'd be
there's no like big computer controlling the ride.
there's
So-
nothing controlling that
Yeah.
ride.
yes, you have, Cole. Yes, you have.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You know,
So why don't you think it's gonna? Did I interrupt you or did you finish? Why you don't think it's gonna go over to the front gate?
you did it, John.
I did interrupt you.
No, you did.
Oh, okay.
For once, I'm surprised. I wasn't interrupted by you. Not enough space, unless it's a specific element like an Immelman. There's no way it can go there and come back.
9,800
there.
pounds. Each cable holds 9,800 pounds. Oh, thank goodness. I almost that was close to my weight right there, so I was a little nervous. Jake, what's your opinions on the front gate coaster or not?
Okay. Well, with our next topic, as the front gate, you will soon see a photo in which the structures that are being put up at the front gate are very close to Leviathan supports. So Leviathan is already a front gate coaster, but it could be something like Flight Deck goes right up to its fence, and people see that on that side of the parking lot. And most of the people park on that side of the parking lot, so they'll see it over there first, and probably want to go to that ride before they
Yeah.
go to Leviathan. Hopefully, spreading out the crowds in the morning.
That's what I think. I think it's gonna. If anything, it's gonna come here, do its turnaround in this plot of land, and then go back.
Yeah. And have a nice VIP area underneath so you can.
So I'll explain why you guys might actually be right. I'm gonna be the devil's advocate to my argument. So my original argument that I was making the other day was that this thing's gonna head on over and it's gonna do a turnaround over, kind of like where that new Haunt Maze dark ride was.
It's gonna go over that.
No, not over it. It would turn around just before the tin. Like
Wait, it would go over the front gate.
it would go over the front gate and turn around at the tin. That was my original.
That's what he's proclaiming.
But the reason why that is a really dumb prediction without a second launch is wing coasters lose speed
Immediately.
really quickly.
They're not aerodynamic even a little bit.
Yeah, like Cedar Point had to add winter tires to theirs. I'm going to get corrected on terminology in a second.
Winter tires they added. Yep. Those Michelins.
Yep. Jake, go ahead. Urethane.
I'll let the chat.
Urethane wheels.
Polyurethane is the summer wheels.
Oh.
Okay, what's the winter wheels?
Nylon.
There you go. Here they come.
Nylon wheels. It's the white ones, typically.
So again, without a second launch, to think that our wing coaster would launch into the mountain, come up, do its little element, head down into International Show Place, somehow do some elements over backlot, and then go into Extreme Skyflyers Wonderland, and then over front gate, turn around, and then make its way all the way back is impossible.
Unless it's like 800 feet, that's not happening.
So wouldn't it be much wider than Yukon? In terms of train, yes, it would be wider than Yukon.
Much wider.
The
actually.
track is actually the same, thanks to Surya, by the way. Surya has been educating me on track design. A wing coaster track would be the same width, or sorry, the same design essentially as Leviathan.
Giga track.
Can you tell the chat why that is the case, Brendan?
Can you tell the chat why that's the case, Jake?
I can. It's because Yukon Strikers trains are very heavy, and it's all located in one section of the train. The train is very short, but because a wing coaster train is just as long as a Giga Coaster train, if not longer, it's spread out over a much larger piece of track, which allows it to be thinner.
Like me.
Allowing it to be thinner?
Yeah.
You're spread out over a large piece of track to be thinner?
Spread out, that's for sure.
And it's like the spokesperson, and Craig and Jake are the lawyers correcting him for legal reasons. You know, down the road, I might need a lawyer. I'm just saying, I might actually need a lawyer. So if any of you watching are lawyers, please hit me up.
Is there another Sprite? Jeez.
So, have we covered everything about Extreme Skyflyer and the potential?
All the speculation about Extreme Skyflyer has been covered.
Yeah,
yes.
everything in the last like 10-15 minutes about Extreme was all rumors and speculation.
Take this with a grain of salt.
Salt
Sand.
trucks are spinning.
Whatever.
So just to say, I am talking about a wing coaster a lot. That is not me confirming it's going to be a wing coaster, by the way. So the type of coaster,
It could be a surf coaster for all we know.
Don't even.
I literally will pack up and move to Dollywood if it's a surf coaster.
Don't even say that.
It could be a B&M Family Lodge coaster.
There's a
It could be
possibility.
a B&M Family Invert coaster.
So I want to stress something. So thank you. You know what? You brought in a really good topic of discussion. So timing. Footings are being done inside the mountain. Let's say Amusement Insiders knew that footings were done inside the mountain, okay?
You have a CCTV camera on the mountain.
Yeah, let's say Amusement Insiders just somehow knew that footings were done in the mountain. I had a guy go, and there was no track at the Clearmount factory that looked like it would be for Wonderland. Have we thought about the possibility that this isn't going to be a B&M? I'm just saying, by the way, I actually don't know.
Could be Zamperla. I don't think Zamperla, just because we have to wait for Dragster to see how well that Dragster, as in Top Thrill 2, how well that performs before we get more Zamperlas in Cedar Fair in terms of coasters. But we might see Zamperla flat rides. So I was assuming Cedar Fair is waiting for Dragster to see how it performs, and then they'll buy more if necessary. So we wouldn't see the earliest until 2028, 2027 new Zamperla.
I don't know. I think
No.
Wonderland likes to pick the safe option.
Well, whatever we have is already purchased.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So in my opinion, it wouldn't be Zamperla. It's not
I think it's the
Intamin.
safe option.
I'm playing devil's advocate with you guys, okay? I want to start some thinking. Rocks in a blender coaster. Bring back Orbiter. Honestly, Orbiter with its original theming would be But yeah, it's really interesting because there are other possibilities. I know that the renderings and the idea of a wing coaster were presented in the survey.
What about a mock coaster, Brendan?
Do we use mock? Does Cedar Fair use mock?
It is, but that would be really expensive.
Yeah, mock is really expensive. Like Copperhead Strike with all, not the coaster and all the theming was more than Fury.
Now, I'm gonna counter my devil. So I just played devil's advocate. Let's say Amusement Insiders was Googling one night, stumbled upon something. You all know what I'm talking about. A portfolio. Amusement Insider. Let's say Amusement. This is all hearsay, okay? Let's say Amusement Insiders stumbled upon a portfolio, artist renderings of a wing coaster coming out of the mountain, more detailed, and other projects on the same portfolio for Cedar Fair. Pretty sure that indicates that Wonderland made up their mind about what kind of coaster they want coming out of the mountain.
Ages ago.
Yeah.
It was definitely already made up.
And this specific artist posted it, and posted the other projects that he had worked on, and it was very proud of it. So I think that pretty much, to me, that's why I've been very Stop it. That's why I've been very wing coaster oriented in my wording. So that, I will say, I'm going to play devil's advocate again, what I just said. That doesn't mean it's confirmed. The artist could have just been really proud of their work and posted it. But again, it is really weird to me because Cedar Fair has used this same artist for all their projects.
Yes. Recently, right?
Yeah. Recently, in the last 3
Yukon
years.
Striker.
This portfolio no longer exists.
Where'd it go?
I'm pretty sure they got in trouble for posting it.
All right, next topic. The front.
Oh, hi. Oh,
Oh yeah, it's a video.
that's me. That's how I get my information. That's me breaking into Wonderland.
Oh, that's what you were talking
Someone
about,
caught
that
me.
behind
Yeah.
the fence.
Well, that's more actually my body type right there. That's more like Craiga. Okay. That's us installing our cameras.
Yeah, the CCTV cameras. So this monitor here has live footage of
So here you have contractors unplugging electrical, working on the awnings, blah, blah, blah. They were there today on Skyjacks as well. I don't know what they're doing, but this is starting to make me question what I had just heard about Frontgate. So unless they're just installing new electrical, which I doubt, because this specific work truck is a work truck that is working on the merch store as well. So it's really interesting. To me, it kind of hints that they might actually start working on the front gate structure. But who knows? Things change every day when I do a construction update now. It's crazy.
Again, twice a day you go and it's different every time.
Yeah. So, and that guy had blueprints too.
What company is this? Do you know?
No.
Oh, you have no idea.
I took a picture and I tried to zoom in on my laptop.
Can't
My
figure it
laptop's
out,
4K, so I can see things really good. Taking out light bulbs. Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility, but that would hint at them about to do work there too. But the computers are still there, so no signs. Even the security posts, which they will not need this year, so they are going to go eventually.
like the metal detectors and all the tables and stuff are gonna go.
Yeah. The metal detectors do plug into the roof. But this company isn't like disposable. They're not there. This company works on the merch store.
They could also maybe sell the metal detectors, make some money.
The wait, who, the contractors or Wonderland?
I don't know. Anybody, whoever's in charge of getting rid of them could make some money off those. If you see on Kijiji or
Can you
Facebook
imagine?
Marketplace anytime soon, like 50 metal detectors, it's come from Wonderland.
I'd buy one. I have it outside my front door.
Anytime we go to Craiga's, it's such.
I need to go through the metal detector.
Do we have the photo of the front gate and all the cool structures? I think they look really cool.
Oh, the one that I had like engineers do?
No, like the wood that's there right now.
The picture of it.
Oh, I'd have to go get it. That's just the ice rink.
No, like the wood in Leviathan's area.
What they've built now.
yeah.
There's nothing showing what's been built so far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me get that.
That's what we mean. You mean.
Yeah. So as Brendan is
Brendan,
about
you
to
have to
picture in a
really-
couple of seconds, we are going to see that
Imagine.
Just focus, Brendan. That's all I'm gonna say. Just focus.
the front gate has the track or Leviathan structure is very close to the structure of the front gate and the metal. We would assume the metal detection systems. They're adding that they had at the front gate this season, but they're just moving it back and rejiggering the system. Once Brendan figures out how to scroll through his files on his computer, we will see this pop up on the screen shortly.
I may have deleted it, to be honest.
Can you get an older one?
December 30th.
Oh yeah, that's way back.
The first?
Why'd you delete them all? I guess you don't have it.
No, I don't.
We will see how beautiful the wood looks. I personally think it looks phenomenal.
I think they've seen it.
If you guys seen it, it's in one of the last construction updates. It's there. If you do go to look at it right now, please keep this tab open so you can hear us. Is it there? I think I see it.
No.
That's good enough.
No.
No.
No. No, you don't have it.
What's the wood company called?
Timber Kids.
Timber Kits. Timber Kits did the pizza inside of Splashworks.
This one's okay.
Yeah?
And they did the recent fence by Shockwave. They've done. And
That's not updated.
they're Canadian.
That looks way...
That's old, yeah.
That
They're
looks way more
Canadian-fying the
accurate than what
area.
we've seen last time, though, no, wasn't it?
No, there's a much newer photo of it. Oh, you know where I can get it? Patreon. I can actually get it from Patreon because Patreons get the most accurate information. Do the workers ever notice they're being recorded? That is such a funny question because, yes, they do. And sometimes I get told off. Do you remember Lazy Bear Lodge? I don't think you were hanging out with us yet. You probably weren't hanging out with us a lot last year. Last year I was filming, or the year before, I was filming Lazy Bear Lodge. And this lady who was like working on the interior of Lazy Bear Lodge sees me filming and comes out and starts lecturing me for filming. And I was like, I'm just filming the construction. I even gave her the channel name. And I was like, I'm not recording you. I'm recording the beautiful building. And she just wouldn't stop. She was lecturing me. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. And yeah, that's the story.
So every time he had to record after that, he was hiding in the bushes,
Yeah.
sticking his camera through the.
And the poor surveyors too in the park. I have this footage of this guy literally looking at me as I'm filming him and giving me a dirty look, and I'm on his side. Like, if someone was filming me at work, I'd be so uncomfortable.
I'm going to film you at work.
No. And Yukon, I would get dirty looks too, like a little phone going up over the fence. Like, can you imagine? Like, it's really like. It's cool, like it works for you guys as fans and me like being interested in the subject, but as the other person on the other end, like it really is awkward and uncomfortable. I can't sit here and paint a pretty picture of how awkward it is to film someone doing their job. Brendan making people uncomfortable for us.
That is exactly what
In
Brendan
5 years' time, I'll be canceled for this channel. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Cancel culture, this will be illegal what I'm doing, filming people.
does. Oh, it will be very soon, yes.
We're going to talk about the possibility. I don't know if you want to continue with that sentence.
What?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
1 second. 1 second. Ah! Hello. So Jake will no longer be with us on the podcast. Unfortunately.
Jake's gone.
We heard that.
Oh,
Wait, can you guys hear us when we go to our emergency little
no, there's no way they heard the emergency little room.
McRib is back?
Bro, it's
Go
all...
Blast, you're a little behind. So yeah, unfortunately Jake is no longer here. But yeah, so there is the possibility. So I had heard, we had already discussed it, I thought, actually, about the two-step front gate.
I don't even know what a two-step front gate. What do you mean two-step?
So them renovating the inner part of Leviathan, and then next year, during the off-season, them doing the front gate. Jake, come back.
Poor Jake. I actually need to sit in that chair.
Oh, that's true. You're probably...
They're starting the... I didn't even have to ask.
So Jake is already back. Don't worry, guys. I'm not dying this stream.
Just for Jake.
That was really scary last time.
Anyway, front gate. Two-step front gate.
Yeah.
So, there is a possibility of front gate becoming like 2 steps. So like it's gonna be a whole bunch in 2024. It's gonna look nice, gonna look pretty, and then in 2025 it's gonna be like extra pretty and extra beautiful. It's gonna be stunning.
This sounds like my Tinder profile.
So, or for example, they do all the stuff underneath of Leviathan, and then next off season they tear down the whole building, the front building there, and then redo all that. For example, that's not exactly what might happen or is going to happen, but could hypothetically, in a hypothetical situation, be the possibility that might actually happen. But again, all hypothetical thinking.
That was a lot of big words in there. Can you repeat what he said?
I wasn't even listening to what he said.
Okay, Craig, your turn. What do you think about Jake's echoing a lot?
It's fine.
Oh.
I can see.
Okay, go. What do you think, Craig?
You just put me on the spot like that, and I've completely blanked out. Thank you.
Do you not know what we're talking about? Look on the screen and it'll help you. I put these little cues for you
I know we're talking about front gate.
in the two-step. So
Yeah, I don't know what you
do you
mean
think
by
they're going to
two-step.
do this all in 1 year, or do you think this is going to be a 2-year project? Wow, I feel like I'm talking to a toddler right now.
Honestly, with what they're doing,
League of Legends? Where do they see League of Legends?
with what they're doing to, with the work they're doing, I'd hope it takes 2 years because again, they're doing changes. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't seem like they're doing very significant changes to a lot of things. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I feel like a lot more would have been removed from that. Like, the computers would be gone at minimum. So, yeah.
It seems like it's going to be relatively the same this year when we go back.
Yeah, I feel like this is a 2-year project.
I hope so. I do,
Jake,
I
you're on
really
1
do.
year?
I think it's gonna be 2 years, yes. But they're gonna do each section at 1 year at a time, so we won't see any changes to the middle of Leviathan, what they're doing right now, and then they'll do what they do now. It'll be done, and it'll be completely finished, and then next season they will see what happens.
Yeah, that's true.
The main part will be done, and then that will be completely finished.
Craig, do you need to quickly go take a little break?
No,
Okay, you good?
I'm good.
Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns about the entirety of the podcast?
Yes, so
Now's
Yeah,
the time.
why are you sitting next to me and not on the other side of the room?
Yeah, we can get the justice for Jake going again if we really wanted
you know what? I
to.
kind of like. So, guys, can I get your honest feedback? So, we're gonna wrap this up, and we're gonna start a hangout session where you guys can ask us questions.
Okay, so why don't we just talk about it there?
No, okay, I want. There's a lot more people here because when we go to the hangout stream, it's gonna be like 50.
All right, go quick. before they leave.
What do you guys think about this current setup? Instead of having the 2 cameras and 4 people, what do you think about 3 people and 1 camera?
I like 2 cameras and 4 people.
Really? Why? So chaotic.
I like being
I
able
like
to.
one camera doesn't fill up the screen as much.
I like being
in my
able to
opinion.
wink at Jake from across the room and nobody can know. Nobody notices.
Only us two can see.
only we know.
To wink at Jake?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do right through this little gap in your computer
So
screen.
how do people not notice when this is literally facing you?
Well, you've never given me shit for it.
Well, I'm
Nobody's
too
ever-
busy
Doing what? Nothing.
entertaining the 5 people watching.
All right, put a 1 in the chat for you if you like it how it is now. 2 if you liked it the last 2 weeks. 1 in the chat for how you like it right now, or 2 in the chat for last week.
On cam. Oh. My ADHD right now is so
Yeah, it's
lost.
just
I'm
so
like
many
1.
I like 2 different cameras, so I don't need to see if Jake and Craig, if Craiga and Jake kissing. When did we what?
Me and Craig have never kissed.
That is so.
Mm?
It's a word that should be used for the other stream.
Yeah, so once again, 1 is
I'm not even there.
this week, and 2 is any of the previous weeks, last 2 weeks.
Wait, which one's 1?
1 is this week, how the setup is right now, and then 2 would be the setup last week and the week before.
Well, we've gotten a 3. and a half. So.
I don't know.
All right. This is confusing. It's very split. So we'll just go with the flow, and every episode it'll be a little bit different. But is the mics a lot better this episode? A lot more clear?
I'm telling you, if we do. With the way Jake's mic set up right now, if he had his boom arm and I had it right against my own like this, it'd be perfect.
You won't ever have the mic.
We
Yeah.
set it up so that it's only hears you when you're close, and that's
Yeah,
it.
but
Yeah.
you will never keep it.
Keep what?
That's
Jake
irrelevant.
was still echoey a bit. Yeah, so it's his mic that's causing the problem.
Okay, let's just end the stream.
Jake's gonna have a bit. Next, we're gonna test this. Can we do it with this? I bet you it'll work. Jake's gonna cry. Okay, we're gonna end the stream. We'll be back in 5 minutes for a hangout stream. So if you want to just shoot the poop with us, yeah, join the hangout stream. and ask us questions. It's all asking questions. There's no game this week, unfortunately.
Because Jake took up the
Jake
spot
is
of our,
echoing echo.
Jake took
All
up
right.
the spot of our whiteboard.
All right. Bye, guys.